Today's Swole Fam Spotlight is from William. What's going on, Beaches? Welcome to the Daily Swole Podcast, episode 2686. I am your host, Papa Swolio. It's Wednesday, September the 13th, and William writes, I will say that because Swolenormous X and the Swole Fam, my old goals of, quote, lose X number or X pounds of weight and be able to lift X number of pounds are no longer valid. I never took a true before picture when I was around 250 pounds at 5 foot 8 inches tall, but that's when I decided to lose weight. I went on keto and kind of played around with dirty keto, avoiding carbs, but going to fast food places still. I ate so many Baconators without buns with a holier-than-thou attitude for 2 years. I lost 70 pounds that way, but I really wasn't doing a whole lot to gain strength or continuously better myself outside of, quote, I'm not eating bread and I'm not as fat anymore. 3 months before I started Swolenormous X, I had found Papa Swolio's videos, but had not really fully bought in. I joined a gym and started strong lifts 5x5 just to focus on lifting X number of pounds of my old goals. I was progressing my lifts, but I started to feel like brittle steel. I was stronger, but definitely able to break quite easily. Joined X on my birthday in August of 2019 and started to get into yoga and mobility work. And that has been helping me gain a ton of mobility in my everyday life. And the fact that there's still a focus on gaining strength works great for me. My goals have changed so much in such a small amount of time, but it wasn't until Swolenormous X that those goals became make my health better for my lifetime, that I found something I'll want to stick to. I can't excuse myself away from wanting to be healthier for the rest of my life, can I? With that being said, allow me to be cheeky and say that given my goals, I'm sure I can find a baby picture of myself and my after pic. I don't plan on being around to be able to provide it to y'all, and definitely don't see one being available for the next 60 to 70 years, aka my after pic is never going to be there. I'm filling in the gaps there. That's what that means. This is a pursuit for a lifetime. Let's get a round of applause for William. Love the sleaze post. Absolutely love it. And that's really important to understand, that you're making these habits, you're making these changes, you are making these improvements for a lifetime. Is there really an after pick? I guess the after pick is when we're all, 6 feet under, but your after pick should be something that you're not really thinking too much about it. They're all progress picks. This is all about how you are executing and your consistency and making incremental improvements every day. So you're never really done. You're never really getting that after pick. It's just kind of like where you are right now. Thanks for being here, everyone. Hit the thumbs up button, like the show, share the stream with your friends. We're about to get started. Drop in the comments, what are you smashing today? Looking forward to an amazing man stream. Of course, we do have overtime coming up on Friday. A lot of people are coming on into the live stream. We have a bunch of people. We got Bao, we got Dan. How are we doing, Elizabeth? What's going on? We have Brenda. How are we doing, fam? Welcome. Come one, come all. Very excited to have you all here. So hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, share the stream. Let's fucking go. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. I want to see that match the amount of eyeballs we have on the show. That helps tremendously when you hit the thumbs up. Let's get into today's episode, 2686. We'll be there. 2,800. We'll be there soon. 2,686. The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Long time no see.
All you have to do is stop putting garbage in your face hole. Can you do that?
Fat fuck.
Discrimination.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people.
I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Full Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 26 Hundo and 86 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Well, what's going on, beeshes, booshes, busters, hustles, and yo hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. Today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is sponsored by Everson K2, flexing on all you
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
The fucking Catalina wine mixer.
All right, fam. Welcome to the show. Come one, come all. Hit the thumbs up button. Welcome to the Daily Swole Mancast. Here every single day. Never missed a day since 2016. I still never missed a day. I guess the only time I missed a day was before I started the show, so that's excusable. All right, we have an amazing show planned today, and I'm really excited to get into it. So drop in the comments, what are you smashing today? And are you enjoying those new releases? So on Monday, we had some new drops, new yoga class, and of course, some new merch. Before we talk about the new drops, as people keep on signing in and joining the show, remember that on the 27th, 14 days away, it's official, 2 weeks out from P3S8. All right, P3S8, it is official, drops 9/27/23. We are almost there, 2 weeks away. You can purchase over at swolenormusx.com/signature. Remember, it's only for 24 hours. So on that day, on the day of episode 27 Hundo, it's only available midnight to midnight at that website. So you can have it loaded up. You can already know and be ready for it. Of course, we'll talk about it in the next couple days over and over again. Very excited for P3S8. A lot of you have, how many of you have every single one? How many of you have every single signature series? Of course, some of you weren't part of the Swole fam. You weren't aware of the Swole fam. You weren't aware. You didn't know about Papa and the fam. You didn't know. Oh, it's excusable. It's excusable. It's not really, but I understand. You're not going to know about the Swole fam until you know about the Swole fam. But we've been doing this since episode 2000. Every 100 days, we drop a new mystery design you don't even know. You don't know what it is until it shows up at your doorstep. And we're undefeated. Every release has been absolute fire. So again, next release, we'll talk about it more in the coming 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks out. P3S8, 9/27/23 from midnight to midnight. Very excited. And of course, if you are a Tom Hanks, who doesn't like Tom Hanks? We got a brand new design. We got Forest Pump over there at papaswolio.com. Absolutely fire. Forest Pump. Go get your design. I love it. Use code Daily Swole every day for 10% off over at papaswolio.com. Let's scroll through some of the other designs. We got a couple Frank and Swolio designs. Here's another one. We have two of them. We have two versions. So we got Frank and Swolio on the gurney, go to the fucking gym. We have version 1.0 with the castle and the moon in the background. Super sweet. We have Scooby Swolio, Road to the Rucking Rim. And we have Eat a Fucking Steak, which is a great design. Kind of like the look at my meat, but we have the Eat a Fucking Steak, go to the fucking gym. You know how we do. And the Swolio family, my God, bring back the buildings with the rooms with the padded walls. We have it all. We have it all. And I think
You're insane, gold member.
This might be the greatest design ever, because it's true. Bring back the buildings with the rooms with the padded walls. We really need to. We really need to. Bring back those mental institutions. Oh, please, please, please. We'll have more examples of new patients when we get into the balls deep portion. Now let's get into the tip. Let's summon the Falcon. We have a great card. A lot of you know this already because I sent out the Swole text. I told you what the Swole card was, so you're already dropping that hashtag. But let's summon the Falcon. Get today's party started. Falcon. Let's go. Okay, one of the Swole fam's favorite cards. Hashtag most people don't. Whatever it is, whether it's nutrition, anything with the 7 pillars for sure. But most people are not going to do what they should be doing. Most people are not executing the way they should in order to improve their community, their nutrition, their training, their recovery, their mobility, their mindfulness, their consistency. They're not doing it. So when people don't get results, it's simply because most people don't do what they should be doing, no matter what it is. That's why you have a select few in any different vertical, whether it's physical fitness, athleticism, whether it's finances. There's always a small percentage of people that are successful because most people don't do what it takes. Most people are not consistent enough with those good habits. Across the board, most people don't. So whenever you think that you're alone, when you are working on self-improvement, when you are working on yourself, you're right. You are alone. Most people are not going to be on that ride with you. Most people are not going to be making the decisions that you're going to be making. When you're at the family barbecue, and let's be honest, barbecues have a lot of garbage food. Social gatherings are usually all around eating garbage food. But one of the best things in the world can be consumed at a barbecue. You can eat a fucking steak. Bring a nice, delicious steak, throw that on the fucking grill. You can make your little kebabs. You can have some veggies or things that you like. You could bring your own shit and you can cook that up and enjoy the socialization and eating delicious food. You don't have to poison yourself. Most people are not going to do that. Most people aren't going to bring their own food to different places. Most people won't. Most people won't. Most people don't, no matter what it is. So if it's worth achieving, understand that it's going to be a more lonely journey, which is why the Swole fam comes together, which is why no matter where we are, different ages, races, locations, we're all around the world. You need to have, exactly, Michelle, you need to have that community of one. So it starts with you. It starts with leading by example. It starts with you executing, and then you lead by example. But understand that it's going to be more lonely. You have to be supporting yourself. It doesn't mean you're not going to have any community, quite the opposite. It just means you have a much more fine filter for who and whom you allow in that inner circle. Very important to understand that. You are a community of one. You have to be the best person you can be for yourself. You have to lead yourself by example, and in turn, you'll lead others by example. But understand, no matter what it is, most people are not going to do it. Most people are not going to execute. Most people are not going to put in the work. Most people will not be consistent. They're just not. They're just not. But I have this on my wall. It's a famous quote. I love it. There's no traffic on that extra mile. So when you hear people say, go the extra mile, put in 110%, that's what it means. When you put in exceptional effort, the competition disappears because most people are not going to do that. Everyone's fighting for average. There's a lot of traffic going for the average job or the average life or the average results. Everyone's working really hard to be average. Sure, there's a lot of competition for average. There isn't a lot of competition for exceptional. And there's no competition for you. There's only one you. So if you put in exceptional effort, you're going to get exceptional results. You're not going to have amazing results in the gym or amazing results by putting in average effort. A lot of people want to put in the bare minimum and get amazing results because they feel entitled. They feel like, oh, I have a gym membership. I should get results. Oh, I exercise, so I deserve results. Well, maybe you don't do it properly. I've been trying to eat healthy. Oh, maybe you're really not. Just because you think you are doesn't mean you are. Just because you're trying doesn't mean you are being successful. You can try a lot of times and fail a lot of times. So there's no entitlement. It just comes down to, Are you doing what you should be doing? And are you being relentless? And are you putting in that exceptional next level effort? Because you will get amazing results. And most people don't do that. And that's why most people are average. Most people don't. Most people don't. All right, let's get into that tip. Drop in the comments. What were we smashing today? Let's see. Let's see. Steffi, sometimes on my morning walk, I do vacuums. Do I ever recommend abdominal vacuums? Sure. You can do the drawing in maneuver. Nothing wrong with that. You don't really have to when you're walking, but you could do that. You could do that. Nothing wrong with that. Probably better times to practice vacuums, but nothing wrong with that. All right. Hashtag most people don't. Drop that in the chat. Let's get into that tip. Spit on it. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. Papa is on fire. Let's go.
He's on fire!
Let's go. I ain't even heating up. I just went 0 to 400 degrees. We're baking right now, fam. Let's get into it. Did that stream end? Hold on a second. Let me see if the stream is working. Are we in the Telegram chat? Should be working. Let me see if for some reason it shut off. Oh, that's not where I wanted to go. Dun, 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 dun. Are we good? Did that end? Hold on a second. Let me see. Is that working? Hold on a second. I think that we've been having a little bit of issues with that lately. I don't know why. Should be on. I think we had the same problem we had the other day. All right. There we go. Now we're good. Excellent. So if you're watching in the Daily Swole Telegram chat. Okay. So we're good. Let me reply. Yes. Okay. No worries. So you can start dropping questions. We'll get to that in a few minutes. Let's get one from Freddie. We got the Swole fan post coming.
What's in the box?
All right, Freddie. Hi, Freddie. My name's Freddie. What's yours? All right. Freddie says new Swole merch has arrived. My mother and friends found them funny and cool. Definitely going to buy more over time. The Back to the Fucking Gym and the Scooby-Doo one definitely caught my eye as well. 2XL, probably a bit big, but I like clothes with more space. And the reason why Freddie likes clothes with more space, because there's more room for the sick fucking gains. I like that. Go to the fucking gym. We have a gain off, You Shall Not Fast. And let's zoom in on Freddie flexing. Look at that. They got the guitars. That's not too much space. That's a nice baggy shirt. You got the quad sweep and the biceps. Very nice. Good man. Good man. Yeah. Everyone loves a good merch day. Everyone loves a good merch day. We got one here from Jessica. And Jessica writes, it certainly wasn't pretty, but I finished day 2 of the 90-day dash program primer week, total body awareness. I've been consistently working out for a while, but not working at all on mobility and stability, and it showed. Please tell me it takes everyone this long at first, and I'm not the only one whose heart rate was at cardio levels. Very common. When you're doing new activity, new stress, yoga, stabilization training, very common for your heart rate to be elevated. Of course, totally normal for new stress. We have one here from pillar number 3 training in the discussion boards from John, and John writes, so I have a question, if this is the correct place for this question. But let me say first, so far, I love the program as I am doing scorched earth. Oh my goodness. But one thing that personally bums me out, no core work or core specifically, no deep core targeting. Deep core targeting. Am I missing something? No, you're totally fine. Why would we be doing core targeting with the strength program? So you can you'll get that with your yoga. So stay the course. Most people over the whole core thing. Core training is pretty much marketing. Legit. Anyone that does strength training, you know that your core gets activated. Really what people mean by that is, hey, I'm not doing crunches. I'm not doing ab work. That's not your core. Those are your abdominals. Your core is everything that's not your arms, head, and legs. Seriously, your core is hips to neck. That's your core. Okay? So deep core work, you're getting deep core work when you're doing scorched earth, I promise you. You're getting deep core work when you're doing maximum swole, when you're doing strength training. Okay. You're getting deep core. Core is really just marketing. It's marketing. What people mean by that is they want to get leaner, right? Core work. Like you don't want your core to be blasted because you're going to be fatigued and unstable for future workouts. If you're training consistently, you don't want to destroy your core. What you're just referring to is your stomach, like your abs. So do your yoga. Do your yoga. There's plenty of awesome core yoga classes. There's level 2 vinyasa. If you want what I assume that you're referring to, do a level 2 vinyasa. Do a level 3 vinyasa. Do the total body awareness. So if you're doing the awareness workouts, anytime you're on one leg or stabilizing, squeezing your glutes, that's core. Okay. So again, this is just a definition thing, what people are referring to as core. So absolutely fantastic. I'm glad you love the program, John. But remember, Scorched Earth, you're integrating yoga. So you get into those vinyasa and ashtanga flows, it's going to fuck your world up. So this is why the programs don't have like, you could do Swollen 7 core. We do have Swollen 7 core for that purpose. So you can throw that in. If you want to do, that's a great way to use the Swollen 7 is you could use it as a warm up. You could do a Swollen 7 mobility as a warm up. And you could do a Swollen 7 core at the end of your workouts if you want to do abs or something like that specifically. But that's the reason why we don't have that targeted in the strength training portion, because on those active recovery days, you're doing yoga. And in Scorched Earth, you're doing vinyasa. You're doing ashtanga. You're doing level 1, level 2, level 3. So it's a lot. And if we're hitting a lot of ab work and stuff like that in the workouts, you're going to be compromised for that. You're not really going to be actively recovering. You're going to be blasted and you're going to be sore. You'll be cramping up. All right. So any of you that have done Scorched Earth, I would recommend going and responding to John in the discussion boards under pillar number 3. But hopefully you listen to this, John. That will definitely give you some more insights. So the Swollen 7s are fantastic for warming up, cooling down, but also, like I said, the Swollen 7 core can be used as an addendum. So that's where we've been putting the Swollen 7 section. That's where we've been putting a lot of the workouts that are accessories. So that's the plan for doing things, for doing a lot of the accessory type training. But we'll have an additional content for accessories, forearms, calves, and things like that. I'm not sure if I want to do that in the Swollen 7 section, but that's a great way to use the Swollen 7 core if you want to do abdominal work. Okay. Excellent. Good comment, John. I appreciate you bringing that up. Now let's get into some knowledge cock. All right. Gorillas. Right into some questions. We got a few. We're starting off with some stupid questions. So if you have really good questions, drop in the chat. And if we don't have a lot of questions, we'll move right along to balls deep and we'll just keep on crushing. Make sure you get on the email list. If you're not on the email list, by the way, we got more emails going out every day. Go to makeemailswoleagain.com. That's makeemailswoleagain.com. Get the knowledge cock in your inbox. And of course, if you want to call into the show, we are taking callers every day as they come in. Of course, sometimes we get shitty questions, so we don't take them. But if you have a good question and you want to call into the show, go to askpapaswolio.com. Again, that's askpapaswolio.com and call into the show. All those links in the show notes and description down below. So let's get into some questions. Let's see what we got here. NYC RCM. Papa Swolio. I ate 2 burgers today. Am I in trouble? I really don't care if you ate burgers. I don't give a shit if you ate burgers. I don't give a fuck. It's not my life. It's not my terrible habits. Now, I like burgers. I think grass-fed beef is fantastic. You could have the ground beef. But I'm assuming when you have burgers, we know what that means. You're eating crappy buns and shit lettuce and tomatoes and stuff. And then you're eating that with fries and a soda. So burgers don't mean the same to you as they do to me. When we talk about making burgers, Mama Swolio was like, hey, I can make burgers tonight. That means she's taking the ground beef and making some patties or we're doing chunks of meat. We love like the chunks of meat. Yeah, we like meat chunks. But anyway, that's what we talk about burgers. We talk about ground beef. So it's really not the burger meat, of course, if it's low quality, but it's really what you're putting all over it. That's the real issue. Okay, let's see. Jay Chatham. Papa Swolio, just started your morning routine today and love it. Feel so much more energetic and focused. Question on yoga days, on yoga only days. Should I still do a mobility session and then do yoga, or is just doing a level 1 yoga class okay with no mobility? Yeah, there's crossover there. There's crossover there. So you don't have to do both. You can if you want to. Let's say you want to do a Swollen 7 mobility first thing in the morning, and then when you get home from work in the afternoon or something, then you want to do your yoga class. That's fine. But you're getting mobility. Yoga goes under the pillar number 5. It goes under mobility. Yoga is really its own separate thing, but mobility is a little bit more descriptive and a little bit more of an umbrella term. So of course, yoga is a whole practice in itself. There's many different types of yoga. There's spiritual and meditative aspects. So just doing pillar number 5 yoga, it's not as all encompassing. So mobility. So yoga will definitely improve your mobility. There's of course certain types of specific mobility training that you can do. So it's more of a blanket term for addressing your physical active recovery and range of motion and strength of that range of motion. So on yoga only days, you can do a mobility session. Of course, in that context, it'd be different. You'd be doing different things, maybe some like corrective exercise. So you could definitely do both. Really what you're doing, what you're looking for is improving your mobility, active recovery, because if your goal overall, remember, it depends on what your goals are. If your goal overall is to build muscle and improve strength, that's your goal. That's your priority. So anything that you're doing aside from doing that type of training should be aiding you in building strength, building muscle, and so forth. So it really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Again, if you have weak points with your body or weak points with your training, you want to prioritize that with your workouts. So it really comes down to what you're prioritizing. That's right. Burgers are meat cookies. Meat cookies. I like it.
Who told you could eat my cookies?
Meat cookies. Adam Edison, Papa Swolio, bit of a random question. How many years have you gone to the gym for? I ask this since it'd be cool to have a physique like yours. Well, I've been training for about 24 years. About 24 years. Don't worry. You can build muscle like I have in less than 24 years. So it's not like it's linear. You'll just keep on gaining forever. It's like, how come you're not looking like an Olympic, Mr. Olympia bodybuilder? It's because I don't take exogenous hormones. It's different goals. So just because you're training for 24 years doesn't mean you're just endlessly building muscle. So I've trimmed down, I've leaned out, I've done endurance training for a bit. I did a lot of trail running at one point. I've shifted through different types of training protocols. But I've been in the gym training and experimenting and doing all this stuff for 24 years. But of course, you do have muscle maturity. You do have maintaining it and being consistent. And I've been consistent for that whole time. I mean, you guys know that I'm consistent. We've been consistent every day for 7 years with the podcast. So it takes time. It takes time to learn. It takes time to experiment. When you try new training protocols, you're not going to get those results right away. It takes months and years. And when you're building muscle, it takes years. It takes years. It really does. Uncle John. At the grocery store yesterday, Papa Swolio, saddened at the cartoon characters they used to sell sugar cereal crap to kids with characters that would make Joe Camel blush. Indeed. Yup. They've done it for a long time. Well, they still do the same thing for adults, right? When you check out at the supermarket, they have all the candy bars. There's a reason why the candy goes down to the bottom. Look at the candy at the bottom. Okay? Look at the candy that they put at the bottom of when you check out. Why do you think at checkout that there's candy bars all the way down to the ground? If you have a little kid, where are they standing? They're standing close to the ground. You're not like, hey, look at that candy bar on the floor. But that's why they have those things at checkout. And when do kids complain? Like, you're standing there like, Mommy, I want this. Of course you do. Of course you do. Keenock. Papa Swolio. Cutting sugar out of my diet. Eating citrus beef. Oh, citrus. You need some commas there. I was like, citrus beef, interesting. All right, citrus, beef, and greens. Is this well-rounded? Well, that's vague. I mean, a lot of greens can cause inflammation. Some fruits are better than others. Some are very high in oxalates, so it depends on what your concerns are. Grass-fed beef is fantastic. You could have eggs. I mean, yeah, real food is great. Real food is great. But let's not forget that all greens, just because it's green doesn't mean it's good for you. Quite the opposite. And just because it's citrus or it's a fruit doesn't mean that it's something that works best for you. There's some fruits that are going to work better. And just because it's beef doesn't mean it's quality beef. So it depends. It depends. It's definitely a good start. I'm not knocking your approach, but just keep in mind that just because it's green doesn't mean it's something that is working best for you. All right, Marek period I, Papa Swolio, but Papa, I'm love my donuts. I'm love my donuts. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Tons of fun.
A jelly donut?
But I love my donuts. I'm sure you do. You know why? They're made for you to love them. Addictions are a real thing. Do you really love them or are you addicted to them? Humans have evolved to look for sugar and to look for energy. So we artificially make these products that, oh, we want them. We want a lot of them. We want more and we need to have them. I have a craving for them. Let's see. Daily Swole Telegram chat. What is muscle maturity? That's just a general phrase that I'm using for like muscle density over time and development. Remember, strength and hypertrophy are not like necessarily directly connected. You could build strength without putting on tons of extra muscle. So motor unit recruitment, motor unit synchronization, improving strength, maximizing strength for a given muscle tissue, and the hardening and density. Like over time, you'll see if you're lifting when you're newer to training, you know, you're not going to necessarily have the same like muscle separation. It's just development over time. There's different parts, different heads of certain muscles that even if you're not necessarily getting bigger over time, you can develop different sections of the muscles from constant training. And you'll see some people that have better muscle separation as they get older and as you develop and as you continuously subject your muscles and your body to stress over time. Some people adapt differently. Some people will have what looks like more muscular development or muscle maturity or dense muscle tissue when they're younger. Everyone's a little bit different. But you'll notice that from people that kind of train over time, even though their bodies might not get progressively bigger, they start to get more definition or hardness. And, you know, it improves as your nutrition improves and as your skills improve. Let's see. Commas save lives. Lindsay says, Cerny, I have a friend who's into bodybuilding and it makes my skin crawl when she talks about the stuff she does for it. Very unhealthy. Very unhealthy. Just because you have muscle and you're leaner doesn't mean that you're healthy. That's for sure. That's for damn sure. Okay. Anantraj989 says, Papa Swolio, I can't give up on fatty foods. I'm not telling you to give up on fatty foods. I'm telling you to give up on garbage, over-processed, ultra-processed, and unsaturated fats, especially these polyunsaturated fats. Not so much unsaturated like olive oil and certain things like that, but vegetable oils and seed oils are absolutely toxic garbage. So you should give those up. That's the illusion. Your body needs fat. That's why you crave those foods. But those types of vegetable oils and seed oils actually gum up your system and don't lead to the same type of hunger satiety mechanism. So you don't know when you're full. They clog up your shit. They just fuck you up. So the reason why you like the fatty foods is because your body wants fat, but your body wants beef tallow and the yolks and the fats from whole quality eggs. Your body wants fish. Your body wants butter. Your body wants cream. Your body wants those things. Your body wants cream.
Because
I said cream. Of course you can give up. You can give up low quality. That's really low quality fat foods. And this is why this is why Oreos will have, we always talk about this, it'll have fat, sugar, and salt. That's that bliss point that gets you to not be able to stop eating. That's why these products have oils. That's why chips are greasy. Why are they so greasy? Because they slather them in sunflower oil and safflower oil and these fats that when combined with sugar, why they put sugar in potato chips? Well, because when you combine salt, sugar, and sweet, when you combine those things, fat, sugar, salt, you are going to compulsively eat. It doesn't allow you to stop eating. You just can't stop. And again, Look at the fucking marketing. Look at the marketing. They're telling you what they're trying to do. Lay's, bet you can't eat just one. Hey, bet you're going to be fucking addicted to this shit. Pringles, once you pop, you can't stop. Sounds like crystal meth. Once you pop, you can't stop. Doesn't that sound fucking sick? Once you pop the top, you're like dog. You're like a dog. You hear like the soda or the psst, when you pop the top, everyone's like, oh, it makes me thirsty. You're like a dog. You're trained very well. You hear that sound and all of a sudden, oh, I want the drugs. When you start realizing how fucking addicted you are, it grosses you out and then you actually make better choices. Or you don't, and then you get the diabetes. All right. Let's see. C2 Talong. Papa Swolio, what's your favorite food? Steak. Or Mama Swolio.
I don't believe you people.
Huh? What do you mean, you people?
Tasty. Alice in Wonderland. Wow. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Why am I lazy? Because you have shitty fucking habits. It's momentum. If you're more active more often, you're going to be more active more often. Why am I lazy? Because you don't have purpose and you spend too much time on Instagram and TikTok and you have terrible habits. That's why you're lazy. You fat fuck. Crew Heart. Papa Swolio, how to deal with a trainer who likes to make fun of you. Well, you have an amazing trainer. Let's give a round of applause for that trainer. Hell yeah. So your personal trainer makes fun of you? Well, you can stop being such a sensitive pussy. That's kind of like, honestly, that, I mean, in all seriousness, that's just a normal personal trainer client relationship. Like they tease you, like, yeah, they're pushing you. And maybe you just don't have a good sense of humor. Or maybe they don't deliver the humor properly. This is on Instagram, so I'm just guessing here. But are you talking about a trainer? My God. I've done personal training for so long. You're supposed to make fun of each other. It's like chiding and fucking around. So maybe you're taking it the wrong way, or maybe they just don't have good delivery. Or maybe they just really don't like you and you need a new trainer. If it really bothers you, get a different trainer. How to deal with it? Or how about tell them? Like it really, like I get offended or it really hurts my feelings. But when you think about saying that, it's like, oh my God, it sounds like I'm being a huge pussy, which is probably the case. My God, I've done personal training for so many years. It's par for the course. That could just be a humor thing. Crew Heart, do you have a septum piercing and blue hair? Do you? Do you? Do you have neopronouns?
So per is a neopronoun that comes from the word person, which is why I really like him.
Come on, be honest. Be honest. Or septum piercing adjacent. Come on. Yeah, or get a new trainer. How about communicate? Like, how to deal with a trainer who likes to make fun of you. Why are you telling me? I appreciate the question, but fucking ask them. Tell them, why do you make fun of me? They're probably like, because you suck. And you're like, oh, man. Stop being a biche. We need some more context, but yeah. Either take a joke or be like, hey, I really don't like it when you say that. And I'm like, okay. And they'll probably stop. It's going to be an awkward relationship after that, though. Just keep that in mind. All right. Hashtag most people don't. Drop that in the chat. We'll take a couple more, hopefully good questions. I don't have a lot of faith that we'll get some good Instagram questions. If you have some things live, drop in the chat. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. I got some hiccups there.
It is not my place as a smaller bodied white man to comment on it.
All right. The real DeGrims. What to do about metabolism plateau. Oof, there's a lot of words here that don't belong. You probably don't have a metabolism plateau. Like, what does that even mean? Your metabolism is plateauing? Let me try to translate. You're not losing as much fat as you wish you were losing. So let's throw out all these words. Forget about, people throw on the term metabolism as if that's just like a blanket term. Metabolism. In other words, people think of that as like how quickly I'm utilizing fat. A plateau is you are not stressing your body properly. When I say stress, I don't mean beating yourself up. You're not creating a stimulus that's your body's required to adapt to. You're probably eating inflammatory foods. You're probably not sleeping well enough. You're probably not training properly, not lifting heavy weights or doing it properly or pushing yourself to require adaptation. Like I said, with the food, you could be eating too many calories, very likely. You know, all those things. Without knowing anything, what to do? Well, I recommend going to swolenormousx.com, joining the Swole fam today, and surrounding yourself with people that know what the fuck is up and will help you. You could also download the 7 pillars over there for free. And if any of those 7 pillars are lacking, well, that's a huge thing. So a lot of people, and this is what we talked about, most people don't. A lot of people think that they're putting in effort because they think about it all the time. They're constantly thinking about weight loss or muscle. They're constantly thinking about it. So they have this illusion that because it's constantly on their mind that it doesn't replace action. That's why asking questions or laying it all out or joining Swolenormous X and telling me, hey, I eat really clean. We've been through this, right? People call in like, I eat really clean and I'm trying to lose fat. And what that one person say? I'm trying to eat really clean, but I refuse to give up my wine and chocolate. Okay, then you don't want to get results then. It's like, but I'm not going to give up my sugar and crap. It's like, okay, well, you don't really want change. A lot of people think they eat clean. For every person that tells me that they eat well and eat clean, and then they tell me and I'm like, my God, I would get rid of all those things. So it's really not what you think you're doing. It's what you are doing. And it's also what is right for your body. You might like certain tastes and you might like certain foods. Okay, welcome to the club. Food that is on the shelves at a supermarket is designed for you to like them. You know why? Because it puts money in these companies' pockets. So food is supposed to, the ideal food, if you go to a restaurant, they're trying to make food that you like because then you'll pay for it and you'll come back and get more things because yum, yum. So just because you like the taste of something doesn't mean that it's good for you. Even if it's, quote, healthy food, even if it's not fast food and you can cook it in a pan, doesn't mean you should be eating it. Just because you can make the food at home. People are like, well, I make home cooked meals and stuff. Yeah, but if you're using shit quality wheat and you're eating tons of spaghetti, you can make that at home. You can make shit food at home too. So just because you're cooking at home doesn't mean you're probably not going to use as many ingredients because you're not going to be able to manufacture high fructose corn syrup. But just because you're cooking doesn't mean you're going to make progress. Doesn't mean you're eating properly. So there's this illusion that, well, I make my food at home. Good for you. It's only what humans have been doing for thousands of years. So the ingredients are still shit in many cases. Why are people fatter than ever? Because they're making shit food at home too. So it's not just cooking. All right, I'm just going ranting, but what's up? All right, Matt, Papa Swole, I was doing dumbbell pullovers today and didn't really feel it in my chest. Any tips to make sure I feel it more in my pecs or another exercise to replace it? Yeah, dumbbell pullovers are only going to hit the chest like from this range of motion, like really short. Even like a pullover machine, if you want to hit the chest, you go all the way back and only come forward like 20, 30 degrees. If you want to do lats on a pullover machine, I only come up to like here. I don't go all the way back behind my head. I go here and down. Until neutral. Like I don't go until the bar hits my stomach. I go until my elbows are with my body because that's the range of the lats. You could also do it on a slight decline. So pullovers, dumbbell pullovers are also really good on a slight decline too. So you could do that. I would try just limiting the range of motion. Once you come forward, especially if you're on a flat surface, the tension with a dumbbell, it's not really ideal. So if you're doing that for your chest, it's really only like the full extension over, and then it's really only like a real short range of motion. So you could try that. You could try doing it on a slight decline. Some good options. But you're only really going to get chest from that full flexion to like maybe, what would that be? If that's a 0 degrees, maybe 30 degrees, something like that. Especially if you're, it's good for shoulder mobility. I mean, the chest and the lats and the bis and tri, they're crossing the shoulder joint, most, parts of all those muscles, some of them, the whole thing. So it's great for shoulder mobility. It's a great exercise. I wouldn't do that. Like, hey, I'm trying to bulk up my chest. I wouldn't like focus on that, but I would just, if you're trying to just isolate the chest there, you could just do partial range of motion, but there's better exercises for the chest. If you're trying to hit the meat of the chest, that's more of like a shoulder mobility movement. But again, if you have a pullover machine, it's different because the way the machine works, the tension and the cam is going to be different. So you can't create that kind of tension if you're lying back or you're coming up vertically. Like once you are all the way up, holding the dumbbell over you, if you're on a flat surface or cross a bench, there's no tension. So on a decline, once you get up to like straight, there's a little bit more tension in your lats because of the decline on the bench. Even though the muscles are stacked, there's going to be more tension to the end because of the decline. But you also, if you go decline, you might have an issue with the dumbbell hitting the ground. So it depends. And there's ways you can do that with bands, but then the bands don't rotate. So just might have to play around with it. But I would try that limited range of motion on a pullover machine. That will get your chest. So if you go all the way back and then kind of like you're going like short, that can get your chest. So maybe try limiting the range of motion if that's what you're doing it for. Stephen C. Shell. Papa Swole, your thoughts on training when you have a cold or sick?
Matt Damon.
Christ.
Great Scott!
If you are sick, do not train. Enough with the stupid bullshit. If you are unwell, if you're sick, don't work out. You are not well. You're not even healthy enough to just be normal. Like, take care of yourself. Thoughts on training when you feel like you're going to die? Come on now. Silliness. Matt, I don't have access to a machine, so would it be better to do with a lighter weight and focus on range of motion and just do another exercise for the chest? It's always better to focus on range of motion and proper form. Like I said, if you're trying to hit your chest, try doing it with lighter weight and try that limiting the range of motion in flexion and see if you feel that in your chest more, just to get some perspective on how the chest can be activated. The angle is different than a pullover machine, but the chest is not going to be activated once you get your arms more into shoulder extension. You're not getting your chest anymore from that movement. If you're trying to hit your chest, like and target your chest, there's better exercises for sure. So it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. I personally wouldn't do dumbbell pullovers for like the chest development specifically. I think it's great for like overall stretch, range of motion, shoulder, mobility. Pullovers are great, pullover machines, but of course, different parts of a pullover machine, because I have I have two pullover machines. For the beginning portions, if you go all the way back, that will hit your chest and then the lats take over. So it's all about where the muscle is lengthened and where they're most advantageous. So it depends. If you're in a certain part of the motion and one muscle is optimal or at optimal length to execute force, and another muscle that's moving is too shortened at that point, the muscle that's more mechanically advantaged is going to take over. So just because you're doing a pullover doesn't mean the chest isn't working. It just gets to the point where it's not working as much as this other muscle which is now at an optimal length, and that's going to take over for that portion of the movement. So that's why starting position, and if you're trying to isolate certain muscles, you want to make sure that you're going only the active range of motion for that muscle. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to go all the way back over your head. So it's a difference. It's a difference of things. So if you're trying to focus on the pecs and do exercise that are going to target the pecs the most, there's better exercises that's going to focus as much of your energy and range of motion on the chest. But if you're working on shoulder mobility and shoulder, mobility is strength through full range of motion, dumbbell pullovers are fantastic. It's just a little bit of a different goal. There's a different purpose why you're doing it, not like get my chest jacked, or it's not targeting the chest specifically. All right, last question. Let's see. Lacey from the Telegram chat. For strength training, is the protein requirement still suggested at 1 gram per pound of body weight? Usually up to. I would say 0.7 or 0.8 grams per pound, up to a pound. I upped mine to 1.5-ish, and my strength is skyrocketing. I assume it's very personalized. It could be in your head. I think that probably for most people is way too much, but that means you're just getting enough. Don't forget you're also getting more calories too. So when you up yours to 1.5, but you're probably getting also other fat and carbs. Like what kind of protein are you consuming? So you're getting more calories too. You're getting more energy. right? I'm just saying. It is personalized, but you're probably getting more than you need. But that's really what you should be doing anyway, is getting more than you need. Okay. Let's see here. All right, time to go. Ooh, we're late. Let's go, balls. We'll hustle into it.
That's deep.
All right, let's get into, we'll do the short one first. Oh, I got a funny one. Let's do the funny one first. Funny? Actually, do the funny one last. Funny one last, and then we don't have to do a throwback today. Yeah, let's do this one first. Tipping point for fat phobia. I'm gonna take the reins on this one. Tipping point.
What's in the box? Matt Damon.
Tipping point for fat phobia. Tipping point, which is ironic because maybe this is a new pastime. Instead of cow tipping, now you just walk up to someone outside of Krispy Kreme and just give them a little nudge. You know what I'm saying? Give them a little nudgy. See if they can stabilize. All right, tipping point for fat phobia. Cover your eyes.
I want to see the tipping point for fat phobia in my lifetime. I want to live to see the day where you cannot comfortably say something that is fat phobic in public.
The Trunch Bull is upset. In your lifetime, you're not giving us much time. You're not giving us much time. Come on. Can it give me a couple more years?
In the next 30 days, I want to not hear anyone talking about fat phobia in public about someone's.
Not comfortably say something that is fat phobic in public. That's going to require people in smaller bodies to speak up when.
You mean children? Leave the children alone. Children are in smaller bodies. Leave the children alone. Leave the children alone. Or are you talking about midgets? You talking about dwarves? Come on. Dwarves. People in smaller bodies. Come on now. That's not nice.
Anti-fat sentiments are expressed because we fat people can't do it alone.
We fat people can't do it alone. All right. Just walk up to the stairwell. Just one foot after another, left and then right. It's just a flight. You could do it. You could do it. Just take one left foot and then give me old right foot. But put the right foot on the next level, right? So it goes up and then it goes horizontal. It goes vertical and horizontal. So it's left foot on the first step, on that first flat part, and then the right foot on the second flat part. So we have one and then two. The vertical portion is not the flat part. That's vertical, but the horizontal. So flat part. Then the left foot goes on the first left foot on the first step, goes on the third flat part. All right. You said you can't do it alone. Just thought I'd help you.
Matt Damon.
All right. When people talk about fat phobia, what that really means, like, you're afraid of fat people. You're afraid of fat people. There's no need to be afraid of fat people. When do people really get afraid? Right? When they're trapped. You get claustrophobic. You have a room with 4 walls. You get afraid because if something's scaring you and you can't get out, like, that's scary because you're trapped. You're trapped. But if I'm not afraid of fat people, why would I be afraid of fat people? All I do is I saunter this direction. I just walk away. If you have a fat person and you want to get rid of them, you want to escape, just take a nice leisurely stroll that away and you'll be fine. You don't even have to run. You just got to walk. Walk at a nice, comfortable pace. Just briskly meander away. Just mosey to the west. What's that song? Slide to the left, slide to the right. Two hops now, y'all. or whatever that stupid cruise ship song. Yeah, that's it. That's literally how to get away from a fat person. Slide to the left. All right. All right. Well, that was fun. What do you think, church? What do you think, baby girl? That was fun. Is daddy being fat phobic again? Hashtag most people don't. Okay. Let's do this one. This is called Piss Off Neighbors. Ooh. Piss off the neighbors.
You fucking people.
I'm curious.
What's in the box?
Piss off neighbors. Let's see what this is about.
Yeah, I figured I'd let the kids go outside and play. Let them piss off the neighbors a little bit. Because all my neighbors are pretty much Trump supporters. You guys having fun? Do you know you're pissing off the neighbors?
I wonder if this is a joke. Jesus Christ. Yay, communism. I wonder, they have Halloween in their yard. I wonder if that's a joke. Or that's some sick shit. He has a red hat on. I don't know if that's a MAGA hat. But it's backwards or off to the side. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of... Look, there's Halloween in the background. Is it a joke? Is it a troll? It's hard for me to, like, see a dude with facial hair and think that he's being serious. I don't know. I can't tell if he's joking or not. You never know. You never know. I don't know the context. Sometimes I can tell and it's like, oh, like these people are fucking insane. But I wouldn't even want my child even joking about that. You know, I wouldn't even pretend because they don't understand. I don't know. Hard to know. But let's say that is true. If it is true, it's sick, twisted shit because kids don't understand. Again, more reasons why, like, kids don't know what they're doing. They don't realize it's a joke. They don't get the context. They don't get satire, if that's the case. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe that's part of like the Halloween thing. Like, hey, because Halloween is a joke. You know, people, whatever. I don't know. If that's real, well, we get it. We get it. Better than Drag Queen Story Hour, I guess, to a point. All right, let's see this. Oh, this is the funny one. This guy does a lot of impressions, but I just thought this was funny. Here we go. Funny video, and then we'll do a throwback. There we go.
What's in the box?
What do we got here? It's called Progressive Teacher. Progressive Kindergarten Teachers in 2023.
Okay, everyone, pay attention so I can brainwash you. So A is for asexual, B is for bisexual, C is for cisgender, D is for demogorgon sexual, E is for everyone's gay, F is for femdom, G is for gay again, yay, H is for homosexual, not heterosexual, that doesn't exist anymore, okay? I is for intersex, J is for Jose, a Mexican pronoun, K is for kink, L is for lesbian, which is so 90s, am I right? M is for misogyny or masochist, N is for non-binary, me, O is for oppression or OnlyFans, oh yeah, P is for pan, pride, post-op, or patriarchy, Q is for queer or questioning, and let me be clear, the only thing you're allowed to question in this classroom is your gender, okay? R is for really fucking gay, which I'm so happy about. S is for sapiosexual or sadist. T is for trans or TikTok. U is for unbelievably gay. V is for vagina, which is super rare these days. W is for woman, which is something that can't be identified anymore. X is for extremely gay. Y is for you are all gay. And Z is for zesty. Oh, and the number 2 is for two-spirit. And math is racist.
Fuck yeah!
He does a great Gary V impression. That's why he goes, TikTok? Wait, where's that again? Wait, T?
Pansexual or sadist. T is for trans or TikTok. U is for...
I love how he stuck that in. If you know Gary V and his content, he does a great Gary V impression. Oh my God. His videos are, I think it's Neemaz, Neemaz, I think is his account. Anyway, really funny stuff. TikTok? Do that part again.
Pansexual or sadist. T is for trans or TikTok. U is for...
It's the best part of the whole video. Oh my God. It would be even funnier. God. Why is it so accurate? Why is it so accurate? Yeah, I might have to get that TikTok one.
T is for trans or TikTok. U is for...
Oh my God. Why is that so accurate though? R is for really gay. X is for extremely gay. E is for everyone. Everyone's gay. Oh God. Why is that true? Why is that completely accurate? Oh, soundboard. I'll soundboard that. All right. Soundboard time. All right. Let's give away the Swole card. Then we'll get into a throwback. So again, hashtag most people don't. Let's give away the Swole card. We see the Tainty Man. Aww. We see the church. They're sleepies. And most people don't. Most people don't sleep. Most people don't sleep. Most people don't recover. Sleep. Get that recovery, fam. All right. Let's give away the Swole card. Here we go. Falcon, kick us off. Swole card time. Thank you, you furry Talon Beach. Most people don't. Most people don't use the hashtag in the chat, apparently. Scroll. Dylan S. Congratulations! Dylan, you son of a bitch. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2686 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. Congratulations, Dylan, you swole slut. Oh, why'd that not leave a comment? Unknown? That didn't work? Oh, did it block me because I said slut? Dylan, congratulations, you swole S. Oh my God, I typed slut and it blocked my fucking word. I typed, Dylan, congratulations, you swole slut, and it came up as unknown and blank. Ah, it's censoring the word slut. Jeez. Come on, fam. I'm tired of the fucking censorship. I can say the word slut all I fucking want. If you're a slut, you're a slut. Fucking hell, it's my fucking podcast. It's my stream. If you don't like it, you can report me. No one's gonna report me. People love it. My God.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
The Almighty says, don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question. Are there any women here today? I'm the most wanted man on my island. Except I'm not on my island, of course. Most of it.
I like to caress rusty spoon.
This was my safe space. No longer.
Lieutenant Dan. Attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
Here we go.
There's tiny tuck, typical tuck, total tuck, and the tyrannical tuck.
Emotional damage.
House is a fucking prison on planet bullshit. In the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks.
You make me happy.
But I want my own hat! I want my own hat!
Oh, coast to coast fucking nailed it.
Shut up, bitch.
All right, crank up this hog. Fam, we do have a throwback that we're going to do right now. Remember, if you want to get access to all the exclusive brand new throwbacks, I guess we call them balls deep edits, but I guess we have to make new throwbacks. So we do those every single Friday during overtime and with brand new Dragon Ball Gaining. Next overtime is in 2 days. 2 days away. Throwback time, fam. Oof. Very scary picture. Let's see what we got here.
I find it really funny when people try to use ableism to excuse their fat phobia. A lot of fat people have been told, like, oh, but you're a good fat person. You're not fat because you don't have mobility issues. Not only is that fat phobic, that is ableist, and you're literally using the ableism to be like, oh, well, it's okay to be fat phobic against those people who are not healthy.
Just stop talking.
Okay, does anyone know what she just said? I don't. This is such circular logic and just random fucking words thrown into what a salad. Yep. I know what she's trying to say. Like, I get it, but it's incoherent rambling.
Or like a lot of times people will be like, oh, well, I don't want a fat person as a romantic partner because they can't like do adventures and activities.
You can go anywhere if you just pretend.
Or you're just not attracted to someone who's morbid. Like, you're not attracted to someone who's like diseased. Jesus Christ.
That's a huge bitch.
Oh my God. Jeez. What in the hell? What in the hell? Please do us a favor. Do us a favor and shut up. You could do anything you want if you just pretend it's a land of make-believe. Oh, yeah. Oh my God, Barney. By the way, if you're trying not to be as fat on camera, why do all these people take these low angle shots of their jowls or video record lying down? Just a heads up, it ain't good. It's not good. I don't recommend it. What do you think, church? What do you think? Do you recommend it? What do you think, baby girl? Not a fan? Want to say hi to the fan? Oh. Aww. What do you think? What do you think? You're always lying down. Ooh, you licked my mouth. Everyone say hi to the church. Say hi. Yeah. Churchy, 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 churchy. Tainty man, tainty man, tainty man. And the church. Let's get a round of applause for the church. All right, fam. We're going to see you tomorrow for episode 2687. Cutie pie. And your breath doesn't smell like poop. That's an improvement. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, the podcast, wherever you're watching. Hit the thumbs up button before you leave on your way out. It is a little bit unfortunate that for all the people that are watching, not everyone hit the thumbs up button. Kind of weird. You watched the entire show and just didn't tap the thumbs up thing. And then you complain about not getting alerted for the show. Kind of strange, because if you don't hit that thumbs up button, you're probably not going to be alerted for the next episode. It's like, why not do it? Appreciate it. But make sure you leave us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Join the fam, swolenormousx.com. And regardless, whether you like the show or not, and hit the thumbs up button, which you should, We'll be back here tomorrow anyway. Peace, McGeese, deuce, magoose, ya boy, Papa Swolio. Oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint you. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? My shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollies, you children popping.